Hi, my name is Henriika. I am a multidisciplinary artist. I'm also a multi-synesthetic, so that means that whereas synesthesia as a neurodivergence means that kind of two or more senses are like mixed together, like one sense is activated, it activates an association in another sense. So you might see a number and that activates a sensation of what color that number might be. I am multi-synesthetic, which means for me that all of my senses are kind of mixed together. There can be several causes for that. I'm discovering myself through art, always have. For me, art is sort of like a mirror that I can see myself through. I can see where I'm at, I can see what I'm experiencing, I can see how my inner world looks like, and I can communicate that to the outer world, because sometimes, especially with someone with synesthesia, when you don't exactly know which sense came first, where the initial experience came from which sensation that I had. So I just have this experience within me and I don't know where it came from, but I have the tools to express it to my outer world. My experience about the world, as you may guess, very intense sometimes, very overwhelming. I love being in nature, as I suppose most neurodivergent people do. We love being in the nature, it's calming, it's grounding, it just makes sense. I'm no different. My synesthesia definitely makes sense in the nature, because I just feel like everything's so clearly connected that it doesn't matter what sense came first. I don't need to explain it because I can experience the multitude of existence in nature. I'm a huge fantasy nerd, movie nerd. I'm an MBTI nerd. If any one of you knows what MBTI is, it's basically like the 16 personalities, but you shouldn't trust the test because the test is kind of shit. You should read about the functions. So I'm an INFJ, which kind of ties in with synesthesia because the INFJ cognition is more like a grid. We're always trying to get to the truth of things. Synesthesia is like, I'm open to the whole grid of experience and I want to know what's at the core of it. I'm also, if anyone knows about Enneagram, I'm 4-wing-3. My experience of being like, kind of like the outsider, as I'm sure most neurodivergent people can relate to or have felt like, at school or whatever. For me, because of how I experience myself through art, has become this artistic ego of like, oh, I'm so different and I'm so special, and like that's the way that my ego has tried to heal my experience of being an outsider. And I'm fine with that, it's like there are downsides to it and then there are upsides to it, and the upside is that with 4-wing-3 you get this like entrepreneurial ego where you really like want to drive through your artistic expression to the world and make like a business out of it basically, and you really believe in the fact that you have something special to offer. So I'm really grateful for that. Right now I'm creating a new project which has been growing since I started painting, I think. Basically I am building an installation exhibition which consists of sculptures, paintings, soundscape-ish world with my singing and stuff. Since COVID hit basically, I've been mainly tattooing. And I've been loving it because I've had the chance to develop my style to the point where it is now, and I couldn't have had this vision of this installation. Even though I had like visions of doing installations, I've always wanted to do installations, but I didn't have this clear of a vision before I started tattooing, because I got to develop my style, and it was the perfect way to develop my style because I had such like challenges with making costumes, and I had to develop as an artist and like broaden my comfort zone when it came to my visual art expression. Synesthetic experience, apart from being overwhelmed in the outer, like when I go to town or whatever, like I can get really overwhelmed, but apart from that I thoroughly enjoy it. Like my inner world and my experience through my senses is like beyond magical to me. Like I love it, and that's why I could just stay inside my head and just stimulate it with just, you know, tapping into old memories for hours. I can do that for hours, and I just have this huge confidence in that experience is something worth sharing and something that is a universal experience, but it's not triggered that often in people because we have so many other things to focus on. But my experience is so on all the time. So I want to create these spaces where someone whose synesthetic experience is not activated daily can immerse themselves into and feel that profound sense of everything being connected, you know. The world that I am building is basically like a parallel anthropological study, like an imaginary society and an imaginary civilization that emerged after the apocalypse. And so there are like new species coming up, new kind of people who emerged from the post-apocalyptic era with maybe mutations, maybe new spiritual skills, maybe new cognitive skills that didn't exist before, and they are recording this emergence of a new ecosystem and a new civilization as altars, as books, as depictions, so like paintings and sculptures. Also the sculptures and the altars kind of will like mix together. Like I'm really interested in making like altar-ish sculptures and coming up with the spirituality of this new society. I'm so interested in world building because there's this whole world within me which is just like growing and expanding, and I used to, when I was 5 to like early 20s, I was just writing because I had so much to tell, so much of this like inner world within me that I wanted to bring out and show people, and so much of like symbolism and like, but now I just feel like I need to show it. I need to create a space, a huge space where people can immerse themselves into. And the reason why I wanted to start this YouTube channel is because I don't want to limit myself anymore to like a brand. I want a channel through which I can share all of me, everything that I experience when I create through my complete through self. I remember being a child and thinking like my task in this world was to bring my dreams into the physical world. And later on I kind of realized that that's what people call manifesting. So bringing your subconscious mind to the outer world. My sort of philosophy is that I live from my feminine very much. What I mean by that is I come from my heart, I come from my intuition, I come from my authentic, raw, emotional experience, and I channel all of that through my creativity, my connection to everything around me, and my vulnerability, and just trying to, you know, find the flow of nature and then unite myself with it. And obviously like all the witchy stuff, like I do a lot of witchy stuff and all of that is like, for me it's the expression of my feminine, and like feminine archetypes, like sometimes I connect to my fairy type, sometimes I connect to my nymph, sometimes I connect to my witch, sometimes I connect to my angel, sometimes I connect to my bimbo, you know. And also I find synesthesia is to me at least very feminine, because it's just a very chaotic experience that I simply receive, and I let it passively arrange my reality. And I'm very open to change. It's not that I'm not afraid of change, but I find that change and new streams coming and parting and everything, all of that is good. I still think that a lot of the feminine qualities feminine occupations, feminine ways of existing in the world are very much like ridiculed, you know? And that's not to say, I'm not saying that the masculine is not needed, the masculine is very much needed, but I think it's out of fear that the most feminine ways of experiencing the world are ridiculed. So, you know, magic, witchcraft, which is like demonized, you know, sensuality, it's been made into a product and women are shamed for it or used for it. Just all around spirituality, trusting your intuition, all these magical, mysterious things are broadly, they're becoming more and more normal, but they're broadly laughed at. This YouTube channel is me kind of embracing not only the qualities that I've been embracing thus far. I want to be all of it, and I want to be everything that I am, and kind of encourage people to do that as well. I don't want anything to be a taboo. Tell all your thoughts, everything in the comments. And the card of the day, 3 cards of the day. Queen of Cups in reverse, 4 Pentacles in reverse, and 7 of Swords upright. So for me, this would mean stop doubting yourself, stop focusing so much on how you feel about this transition, stop procrastinating, and just take what you know and run with it. That was definitely for me, maybe for you as well. Okay, bye.
The rings are really itchy. I have to take them off. I can't concentrate because the rings are itching so bad. And it's actually like making my fingers red.